What is lyophilization or freeze drying? Lyophilization is also called as freeze drying, and as the term freeze drying is self explanatory, that is, first freezing and then drying. So, this is the process involves the removal of water from products in the frozen state at extremely low pressures. So, this process is basically used for those products which can't be dried satisfactorily by any other heat methods. So, in this method, initially liquid is frozen and then the pressure above the frozen state is reduced below the triple point by establishing a vacuum. The liquid material is frozen before the application of a vacuum so as to avoid frothing or to avoid bubble formation. So, this is the reason that first liquid is frozen and then vacuum is established. And then water is removed by sublimation. As in sublimation, solid is directly converted into vapor state. So, in the process of freeze drying, all the three phases are involved. That is, first liquid is converted into solid and then solid is converted into vapor. So, what is importance or application of freeze drying? In recent years, freeze drying has become an increasingly important process in the pharmaceutical and biotechnology industries. It is used to dry extremely heat sensitive materials, for example, proteins, blood products, hormones, vaccines, antibiotics, and another recent development in tablet technology is to prepare for fast dissolving tablets by using freeze drying, as these tablets have a very high porosity that allows rapid dissolution of tablet in just saliva. These are termed as orodispersible tablets or orally disintegrating tablets or orally dissolving tablets. And another important application is to stabilize liposomes and other drug carrier systems producing a stable powder. As these novel drug delivery systems, such as liposomes and nanoparticles, they have stability issues when they are kept in liquid form. So, to increase their stability, they are converted into a stable powder by the process of freeze drying. This process is also important in the drying of different food products. To understand the principle or theory of freeze drying, we need to understand the phase diagram for water system. So, what are phase diagrams? Phase diagrams are graphical representation of pressure versus temperature. So, you can see what temperature and pressure is needed for different phase changes of a substance. We can see this phase diagram for water system consists of three separate areas. Each area represents a single phase of water, such as solid, liquid, and vapor. The point O is the one unique point where all three phases can coexist, and it is known as triple point, while two phases can coexist along a line under the conditions of temperature and pressure defined by any point on line. For example, if you concentrate on the line OB, along this line, both liquid and vapor phases can coexist in equilibrium. And that to the right of OB, only vapor form of water will exist, and towards the left of OB, only the liquid form will exist. Similarly, if you concentrate on the line OA, along this line, both liquid and solid phases of water will coexist in equilibrium. But to the right of this line OA, only liquid form will exist, and towards the left of this line, only solid form will exist. And if you concentrate on the line OC, this is also called as sublimation curve. Towards the right of OC, only vapor form of water will exist, and towards the left of OC, only solid form will exist. So, if we keep the pressure below the triple point, we can convert the solid form of water directly into the vapor form. If we superimpose the process of freeze drying on the phase diagram for water, in its basic form, freeze drying comprises of three steps. Number one, freezing the solution. In this step, the liquid form is directly converted into the solid form. And in the second step, the reducing the atmospheric pressure above the ice to below that of the triple point of the product. And the third step, in this step, adding the heat of sublimation to the system to raise the temperature. What is heat of sublimation? Heat of sublimation is the heat required to change 1 mole of a substance from solid state to gaseous state at a given combination of temperature and pressure. So in the process of freeze drying, it is very important to keep the pressure always below the triple point. Otherwise, if the pressure will increase, then the solid will start melting and it will start converting to the liquid state. So what are different stages of the freeze drying process? First is the freezing stage. This is the first step in the freeze drying process. This is very critical step because the performance of overall process and the characteristics of final freeze dried product significantly depend on this stage. As freezing determines the morphology of the frozen material, it influences the pore size distribution. For example, if freezing is slow, large ice crystals will form, and if freezing is rapid, it will lead to form small ice crystals. Similarly, such methods should be used which can increase the surface area as well as reduce the thickness of ice to be sublimed, as the sublimation can occur only at the frozen surface. That's why the efficiency of the whole process will depend on the thickness of the ice. Next step is the vacuum application stage. After freezing the material, the frozen material is connected to a source of vacuum and the pressure is reduced below the triple point of the product. In the third step, which is a sublimation stage, the heat of sublimation is supplied. So when ice sublimes, it will leave a porous solid behind which still contains approximately 0.5% moisture. This step is called primary drying. It is a slow process and heat transfer is very critical because insufficient heat input prolongs the process while excess heat will cause melting. The fourth step is secondary drying. At the end of primary drying, this secondary drying is performed as the small amount of moisture is remaining in the sublimed product, so the temperature is raised to as high as 52 degrees, 60 degrees centigrade depending upon the properties of the product to be dried, and in this way the final amount of residual moisture is removed. Next step is packaging. This step also needs great attention and containers should be closed without contacting the ambient atmosphere. For example, if possible, the ampoules are sealed while under a vacuum. Otherwise, the closing must be performed under controlled atmospheric conditions. These are images of freeze dryers. For better understanding, here are pictures of different steps of freeze drying. The first step is freezing the product. You can see the solution is present inside the ampoules with loosely placed clears over them. When liquid is frozen, the vacuum is established and the ice is sublimed, which can be seen in this diagram. This is primary drying. Most of the water is removed in this step. Next step is secondary drying, in which temperature is raised and traces of moisture is removed. After this step, the moisture is completely removed and the product is now in the form of complete dry powder. Next step is sealing of ampoules. Here it can be seen the closures of ampoules are closed under a vacuum and soon after sealing, capping is done. This is to ensure protection of product from moisture during transportation and storage. So here is the freeze dried product in final dry form which will be reconstituted with suitable solvent before administration. One thing may be noticed here that the volume of product is same as was in liquid form in first step and in dry form in the final step. So what are advantages of freeze drying? First, enzyme action and chemical decomposition is inhibited as drying occurs at very low temperatures. That's why enzyme action and chemical decomposition, such as hydrolysis, is minimized. Then the final dry product is a porous solid occupying the same volume as the original solution, as we saw in previous slide. The dry product occupy the same volume as the original solution and the final product is light and porous. The porous form of the product gives rapid dissolution of the freeze-dried product. As the frozen solution sublimes, which gives porous product, and these pores help in rapid dissolution. Next, no denaturation of protein occurs, as there is no concentration of solution before drying as occurs with other drying methods. So salts do not concentrate in wet state in this process and don't denature proteins. As the process occurs under a high vacuum, so there is a little contact with air and that's why oxidation is minimized. But there are couple of disadvantages of freeze drying as well. As the product becomes very hygroscopic, that's why packaging requires special consideration. So all the good points like porosity, easy dissolution and complete dryness make the product very hygroscopic. That's why it is necessary the product is dried in final container and should be packed while still under a vacuum. Otherwise product may get moisture even during packaging. The process is very slow and the process uses complicated equipment that is very expensive. That's why it's not a general method of drying and it should be limited to certain types of valuable products which are heat sensitive and can't be dried by other means. Thank you.